going to be eating Salvadorian food. I have, I don't know if you can see it, plátanos con frijoles and crema. And then I got 3 pupusas, and they're so beautiful. I got 2 with jalapenos. Oh my god, you can see the steam. It's so delicious. And if I look tired, mind your business, alright? I'm so excited to eat because this shit looks so freaking good. It was so good last time. So, yeah. And if you're wondering why I'm filming in my car, it's because it's just time consuming sometimes driving to the place and then coming home and setting up. And it just takes a bunch of time sometimes that I don't really have. Or that I do have, but I would like to spend my day, you know, my day off doing something else rather than driving back and forth. I feel like this is gonna be an unflattering angle, especially for my boobs that look kind of wide. Bitch, this shit's hot. I don't know how to eat it exactly, so I'm eating it like a taco kind of. This place has really good ratings. It's called El Papaturo. It's so fucking good. I don't know if all pupusas are like this, but pupusas are definitely up there when it comes to some of my favorite foods. I got an agua de tamarindo as well. Anyways, let me get to freaking talking. I'm sorry, I'm just so obsessed with this food. I'm gonna be telling y'all about recently what happened when I went out, and this is gonna be kind of long, so get your food or whatever and eat with me because I'm gonna be telling you everything. It pissed me off. Oh hell no. So y'all know my closest friends, Dewar and Lewis. They've been on this channel. I go out with them. They're the only people I go out with in general. I don't really have girlfriends. And the ones I do, I don't like go out with them because they're not those type of people. Like Emma, she doesn't go out. She has kids, you know, and she's like a homebody, and that's fine. I truly appreciate her friendship. Either way, like if that's not what you're into, that's not what you're into. So I go out with those dudes. It sucks sometimes, yeah, because like you kind of need girls around, you know. This is so freaking good. I'm sorry. So Saturday, they told me, hey, you want to go out? No, it was Friday. And since I didn't have to work the next day, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely down because I don't really go out on Fridays just because I have to wake up early on Saturdays for work. So then they ended up inviting this girl who I have hung out with before, but I've never like talked to her like a lot. But as far as I knew, she was cool. And we're gonna call her Stacy. They picked her up. They picked me up too. And you know, it was cool. We started drinking. I was in the back seat. And then we ended up going to St. Dane's. I don't really like St. Dane's because of the crowd or whatever. It's not my type of people. Those type of people like go mudding and shit, and it's just not my scene. But I went with them because the drinks were cheap. They're like 50 cents, bro. And then we went there and we were just talking, and then they got on karaoke, and it was fun. Like we were having a really good time. Eventually it gets like it's like midnight or something, and I tell them, hey, both me and Stacy, we're like, hey, we want to go dance somewhere. Neither of us know how to dance, but we're like, we want to go dance somewhere. So they're like, let's go to Shop Bar. Shop Bar is like in Midtown, and I personally love Shop Bar. I love the scene there. We decided to walk there, which is kind of a couple blocks away, kind of far, but we were drunk and you know, you don't want to drive there. Bro, that place is freaking packed. It's always packed. So when we got there, there's these 2 girls that Dewar and Lewis know. And they were there last week too. They're so cool, so down to earth, really good vibes. And we all started hanging out with them. We're dancing and shit. Eventually I see Lewis is dancing with this one girl who is definitely not his type. I know his type, and I see he looks uncomfortable, and I'm like, oh hell no, that's my friend, and he's too nice, like he won't say no. And so I went over to him and I pretended to be his girlfriend, and like the girl ran away. But it wasn't out of nowhere, like she was on his tip. Like he got away at one point before that, and like she came back like 3 times, dude. He kept trying to get away. Finally, that's when I pretended to be his girlfriend. He thanked me later. He was like, man, thank you so much. I didn't want to be with her. So I knew I did the right thing. I know Stacy witnessed it, but she didn't say anything. And I didn't think anything of it. Like, Lewis is single, she's single, we're all single. So like, I didn't think anything of it. 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's when the club closes and they're like kicking us out or whatever. So we walked out. Lewis and Dewar wanted to get something to eat, and Stacy was just like, man, I want to go home, and I understand, like, if you're just like tired, it's 2 in the morning, you want to go home. Lewis was all the way fucked up. I actually think he blacked out at one point. They came out of the club, and then, you know, people are all outside, you know, because all the clubs are pretty much closed at that time, and they're just like trying to find their Ubers or trying to get rides home, waiting for the other people to get out of the club, you know, yada yada yada. So there's a bunch of people out there, and Lewis and Dewar are extroverts, whether they're drunk or not. So they started talking to these 2 girls, and they're very, very pretty. And I was there too. I was just standing. I wasn't really saying anything because I didn't have anything to say, and I was drunk. It was Lewis that was mainly talking because he was fucked up. Tell me why, when Dewar and Lewis started talking to those fine ass girls, Stacy looked and she literally took off like a kid. She went running off, but I didn't really think too much of it at that moment. I still have one more pupusa, but I'm gonna eat some plantains. I didn't think too much of it at the moment. I was just like confused, and then they kept talking to those girls. And then eventually they were like, let's get something to eat. There's like a taco stand right there, and I was like, bro, we need to find Stacy, we need to find her. And they're like, nah, she was gonna come back. And I was like, no, she's a girl, she's drunk. Like, I was fucked up out of my head, and yet I was still worrying about this stupid bitch. I was like, no, we're not gonna leave this girl drunk. Something can happen to her, and I don't know where she's at, but we have to find her. And I remember I was falling the fuck over. Like, I couldn't even keep straight because I was so turned. I was falling over, and I was like, no, we're not gonna leave here, and we're not gonna leave Stacy drunk alone. Something can happen to her. We called her. She said she was at Dewar's car. So we're like, let's go. It was so hard to walk straight and fast because me and Lewis were fucked up. Dewar was walking ahead, you know, he was all right. He wasn't turned. We were walking there, and then Lewis, you know, he's just talking, and then like he ended up getting on the phone, and he called Stacy again, and he was like, where are you? You know, you're still by the car. And she was like, no, I'm by the taco stand. We were almost to the car, and she had the audacity to say that I'm in heels and we'll have to walk back and forth for this bitch that's lying. And he got pissed, and he was like, why the fuck would you do that? And when he said that, there was a guy in front of us, and I guess the guy thought that we were talking to him, or that Lewis was talking to him. But I think that guy was drunk. But he turned around, and he was like, you're fucking talking to me? You're talking to me? And he was like, no, bro, like, no. And then I was like, no, chill, like, you don't need to do this. And he was like, nah, you're talking shit. And then Lewis ended up hitting him in the face and knocking him out in one punch. Bro, I just remember him going down like a rag doll, and I was like, don't do this, stop. And then I tried to pick the guy up. I was like trying to wake him up, and I tried to pick him up, but I was so fucked up that I ended up falling over. Oh my god, that shit hurted.
That shit hurting.
A white guy came over, and then he helped me up. And then I was like, I just want unity, I just want unity. Like, I was on the verge of tears. Yeah, I don't want to fight, I don't want to fight with anybody. He was like, I know, he was all sweet. So shout out to that white guy. Anyways, I got up, and then Lewis was like, I'm gonna go find Stacy alone. And I was like, bro, no, I can't do this. And Dewar was like, no, I'll take care of you. And so Dewar was like, you know what, we're gonna walk towards the car, and then we're gonna come back and find Lewis and old girl. I wish you could have seen the food. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't have a good angle in here. Me and Dewar walked towards the car. Finally, we reached it. And I got in. And then, and we went to go look for Lewis. Ew. Lewis and Stacy. And as we were driving down the street, we ended up seeing them. And then I got out of the car. And because to get into Dewar's car, you have to, I have to get out front seat and then push the car seat forward so that they can get in. And as I got out, Stacy and Lewis started making out, and I was like, God, come on, like, we're trying to go. I'm fucking tired. And I was just like, are you serious right now? Like, let's fucking go. I told them to get in. And I was like, and by the way, I'm never fucking doing this again. I'm never taking care of anyone again. I'm nobody's parent. This was killed my fucking buzz because I had to go looking for some fucking child. And I was telling her straight up, and she, like, the little girl that she was, she ended up taking off again. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was so fucking pissed off. Like, bitch, is this how you handle issues? Lewis was like, no, you better not go, don't go. And she ended up coming back, and she got in the back seat. I was like gonna put it behind me until like they dropped me off at home, and we'll talk about it another day. Tell me why I was in the front seat and Lewis and her were in the back. Tell me why Lewis told me that she looked at me like with a smirk, and then she got on top of Lewis. She got on his lap trying to, like, you know, do something with him. He pushed her off immediately. But the thing that annoyed me was that she was trying to make me jealous. Like, bitch, why are you trying to make me jealous? Well, the thing is that Lewis told me that when he had finally found her, you know, when she ran away or whatever, she was like, hey, I really like you, I've been having feelings for you for a while. And I guess that's why she was trying to make me jealous, because in the club, you know, she's seen me acting like his girlfriend. Thing is that if you like them, that's fine. I'm not trying to steal anybody from anybody, steal someone from anybody, especially not Lewis. I don't want Lewis like that. That's weird. Lewis is my really close friend, and we've been friends for a really long time. We've been through a lot of shit that we've just been through a lot of shit together, and yet we've always come out being friends. It just annoyed me, like, bitch, why are you trying to make me jealous? This is not a competition. I'm not in competition with anybody. Whether a bitch is better than me or not, that's not my competition, because I just don't see it like that. There's always gonna be someone better than you, prettier, funnier, smarter, richer. There's always gonna be someone better than you, and I'm not gonna fight over a dude. I'm not. After that, they dropped me off at home first, and then that was it. She ended up texting them and asking, like, is everybody okay? And they responded. But I told them the next day, I was like, don't ever invite me again. Like, I wasn't blaming them, you know, for how she behaved, but I was like, please don't ever invite me if she's gonna be out with y'all, because I definitely do not want that around. If you're gonna try to make me jealous, or you're gonna see me as competition, then why should I have you around? I'm just here for a good time, good vibes, and I don't need that shit. Like, that, ugh, girls be pissing me off sometimes. I'm not saying guys don't choose me out, because guys do. It's just that fucking girls, And this girl is pretty, don't get me wrong, she's very pretty. We went to high school together. I've never had beef with her, but I've never had like a really cool, good long conversation until that night. And that night I was like, oh, she's so cool, she's so cool, man, I should have hung out with her before. Bitch, no, fuck that. The good thing I didn't hang out with her before. She probably would have ran off from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too long. It's just, bitch, I went on a whole tangent. That's why I'm scared to go out with people now. I finished all the plantains and I finished almost all the pupusa. All I have is like 2 bites left. The thing is that I told them not to invite me if she's gonna go out, but Doer's birthday is this weekend and he already invited her because he's really good friends with her. So he's inviting only the people he's really good friends with, and she's one of them. So really I have no choice but to see her because I'm one of his good friends. So we're all gonna have a dinner thingy, kind of like at some bar, and then from there we're gonna go bar hopping in Midtown. So I'm bound to see her this week. Maybe I shouldn't have been so mean at that moment, especially because she was drunk. But obviously there's some ill feelings there if she's over here trying to do certain things to get a reaction out of me. But anyways, I will update you guys if y'all would like in another car mukbang like this, just because it's easier for me. If y'all want though, if y'all want, let me know and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.